Good evening, and welcome to the April 10th edition of ETV News. I'm Jacob Wurst.
And I'm Kyla McKinney. We've got a full show for you tonight, so let's get right to it.
On Saturday, in the BTR, members of the Drama Society were shivering with anticipation to perform a shadowcast of the well-known and loved film, The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Guests arrived at 7:30, had the opportunity to enjoy some light refreshments, and were encouraged to participate with call-outs throughout the show. The show had a great turnout, and the energy was high. Be sure to follow the club's Instagram at ECU Drama Society, or join them for their weekly meetings at Wednesdays at 3 p.m. in the FAIC room 215.
April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, a month-long campaign to raise awareness and educate the public on sexual assault and efforts to prevent it. It is also an opportunity to listen to, honor, and support survivors. If you or someone you know has been sexually assaulted, you are not alone. Many resources on and off campus are here to support you. There is a Title IX incident reporting form on Eastern's website along with other information about Title IX. CAPS provides services to recent or past survivors of sexual assault, and you can be seen for crisis intervention or long-term therapy. The phone numbers for health services, Eastern's Police Department, and the Women's Center are all available on Eastern's website, and they are there to help you. There is also information for the Sexual Assault Crisis Center of Eastern Connecticut, RAIN, the Willimantic Police Department, and Wyndham Community Memorial Hospital. Always remember, you are not alone. Do not be afraid to reach out for the support you deserve. On Tuesday evening, the Alaskan all-female a cappella trio Pipeline vocal project performed in the Student Center lobby. The Campus Activity Board hosted the performance. The trio set list included mixes of modern pop songs, classic Disney tunes, and medleys of 20th century radio hits, all done using only vocals. CAB stated it wanted to vary up its entertainment events by seeking out new and exciting performances, and having an all-female a cappella group was enough of a unique opportunity to not miss.
This past Monday and Tuesday, Eastern hosted a 2-day blood drive. The events provided students, staff, and faculty with the opportunity to make a meaningful impact one donation at a time. Each pint of blood collected during the drive has the potential to save up to 3 lives, making every contribution truly significant. Whether it's for accident victims, patients undergoing surgery, or individuals battling serious illnesses, the need for blood is constant, and the Eastern community stepped up in a big way.
Yesterday, Eastern students gathered for Take Back the Night. Organized by the Women's Center, the evening was dedicated to raising awareness about interpersonal and sexual violence and standing in solidarity with victims and survivors. The event featured a keynote speaker, performances in the Student Center Cafe, panels for victims to share their experiences, and dozens of resources to help spread awareness. There was also a march conducted in honor of Alyssa Wiley, a former Eastern student whose life was tragically taken in an act of dating violence. The march served as an emotional testament to the community's commitment to ending violence in all forms and reminding survivors that they are not alone.
With graduation right around the corner for some, let's take a second to see what the students wanted to do when they were kids and what they are studying.
Hey everyone, my name is Kevin Gonzalez. I'm in the STU. The semester's coming to a close, and it's a good time of reflection. So let's ask people what they wanted to be when they were little.
So when I was little, I wanted to be a YouTuber / content creator because back then it was such a newer thing and I watched so many people do that stuff. So I was like, oh, I want to do that. Then as I got older and realized how the industry is just growing so much, it made me realize maybe I'm not going to be able to do that as much, but maybe I want to do something around that field still nowadays.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. So what do you want to do now?
I want to be a trapeze artist.
When I was little, I wanted to be a professional hockey player because that's what I grew up on. And I grew up and realized that was not really feasible. So now I am in the field of acting. And
when I was little, honestly, I wanted to work in the car wash and just wash cars all day. I don't know why I had an obsession with car washes, but hey, I did.
Marine biologist.
So what do you want to do now?
Accounting.
A marine biologist.
Cool. So what do you want to do now?
I want to go into policy specifically around social justice. So I'm studying political science with a minor in sociology currently.
So what'd you want to be when you were little?
You know, I think the difference between me and you is that you wanted to be something when you were little, and I knew I was going to be something when I was little. I knew that I'd become a professional wrestler, the best professional wrestler in the world. But I became.
Nice. So what'd you want to be when you were little?
Probably a firefighter.
And what do you want to do now?
Video editing.
I wanted to be a musician. Yeah.
So what do you want to do now?
I still want to be a musician. I enjoy music. It's like one of my favorite things to do ever. So yeah.
Super cool, super cool.
How about you? What did you want to do?
I want to make movies. I want to be a film director. Okay. Those were some pretty interesting career choices from the Warriors. For ETV News, I'm Kevin Gonzalez with Griffin Davis behind the camera.
Rain or shine, he's got you covered. Resident weather boy Dylan Ellis is in the studio to give us this week's forecast after this short break. Stick with us.
Bring it. Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys. You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one? I gotta go eat, man. Sorry. I'll see you later.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back. Dylan is in the studio to dish out this upcoming week's weather is going to be dished out by him. What's the weather looking like, Dylan?
Thanks, Jacob. What's going on, Eastern? Weather boy Dylan here to deliver your Eastern forecast. I hope you all had a great day. Let's jump right into it. Today in Willimantic, we saw some relatively cloudy skies of a high of 50 degrees as well as some winds on top of all that. Tonight you should expect overcast skies of occasional showers and a low of 34. On to the extended forecast now. Tomorrow we will see a high of 51 degrees, cloudy conditions, and a low of 36. Saturday we're going to see a high of 42, rainy conditions, and a low of 36. Sunday we're going to see a high of 52, cloudy skies, and a low of 39. Monday we're going to see a high of 63 of partly cloudy skies and a low of 43. And finally, for the extended forecast on Tuesday, we will see a high of 64 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and a low of 42. Not bad. Let's move on to the ETV sports forecast for the weekend. Tomorrow at 4, the men's and women's track teams will be competing in the Connecticut College Sylphin Invitational in New London, Connecticut. They will see cloudy conditions as well as a high of 50 degrees. On Saturday, the track teams will once again be traveling, this time to New Haven, to compete in the Wilton Wright Invitational. Not looking good, sadly. A whole lot of rain and a high of 45, not 54. The softball team is heading up to Keene, New Hampshire to compete in a doubleheader against Keene State. Also not looking good, rain and a high of 39. Men's golf is heading up to Wilbraham, Massachusetts for the New England University Invitational. They should also expect some rainy conditions and a high of 40 degrees. Men's lacrosse is heading to Boston to face off against UMass Boston. They should expect a rain and a high of 41 degrees. And finally, the baseball and women's lacrosse teams will be hosting games. Baseball is going to play the University of Southern Maine in a doubleheader, and women's lacrosse will play UMass Boston. Like I said earlier for Saturday here in Willimantic, rainy conditions at a high of 42. Not fun. That does it for this week's ETV weather forecast. For ETV News, I've been Dylan Ellis. Let's send it back to the anchors.
Thanks, Dylan. Up next, a crumble collab with a famous family.
Also, how much Trump's tariffs will cost households. More details will follow after this short break.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Thanks for hearing me out, bro.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Dessert franchise Crumble is partnering with the Kardashian-Jenner family for a menu takeover. It's offering 6 sweets in their honor through April 12th. Kourtney's flourless chocolate cake is gluten-friendly. Other options include Chris Classic Yellow Layer Cake, Kim's Snickerdoodle Crumb Cake Cookie, Kylie's Pink Confetti Sugar Cookie, and more.
Congestion pricing in New York City will remain in effect at least for now. The controversial tolling program charges most drivers a $9 toll to enter Manhattan's business district during peak traffic times. The program was designed to raise millions of dollars for infrastructure upgrades. President Trump promised to end the toll soon after taking office, claiming it's harmful to the city's economy. State transit officials sued the federal government over its effort to stop the toll. According to new court filing, officials have agreed to allow the congestion pricing to stay in place until at least late July to give the judge on the case more time to consider the motions.
The World Health Organization said recent aid cuts could undo decades of progress in helping women survive pregnancy and childbirth. In a statement on Monday, the WHO said that the sudden loss in funding is having drastic repercussions on pregnant women in multiple countries. The agency said that between 2000 and 2023, maternal deaths declined by 40% globally, but the slashing of humanitarian aid earlier this year could halt the progress. Countries are now having to cut back on vital services for pregnant women and newborns. Clinics are being closed and healthcare workers laid off. The aid cuts have also impacted supply chains that get life-saving supplies and medicines to areas at risk for maternal death.
Despite President Trump's abrupt retreat on some of his tariffs, his remaining levies are likely to blow a sizable hole in the wallets of Americans. According to new research by the Budget Lab at Yale, Trump's latest tariffs will cost the typical middle-class household nearly $3,500 a year. The new estimates factor in Trump's 90-day pause on country-specific tariffs and the 145% tariffs on Chinese goods. The analysis found lower-income Americans will get hit harder by the tariffs as a share of their total income.
Former First Lady Michelle Obama opened up to actress Sophia Bush in the Work in Progress podcast about how her recent choices had raised rumors of marriage troubles between her and her husband, former President Barack Obama. Mrs. Obama has been open about her husband's political ambitions and the 8 years in the White House, which was tough on their marriage. She wrote in her book, Becoming, that it resulted in loneliness and exhaustion. The 61-year-old said that she now has the opportunity to control her own calendar, and she can make choices for herself, and she can simply choose not to attend President Donald Trump's second inauguration or the state funeral of former President Jimmy Carter in January. Mrs. Obama said that she continues to give speeches, work on projects, and advocate for girls' education.
The University of Connecticut women's basketball team became 12-time NCAA champions on Sunday. UConn defeated the South Carolina Gamecocks 82-59. The Huskies made the trip back to Storrs, Connecticut Monday, where they were welcomed with a rally at Gamble Pavilion. It's the school's first title since 2016. It also represents UConn's 12th overall, extending a record. The victory parade will kick off this Sunday at 1 p.m. in Hartford.
Up next, Kevin Gonzalez is in the studio to give us an update on Eastern athletics. Don't go anywhere.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Welcome. Hi. Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
From ECTV,
hi, and welcome to EC's News Before Noon.
News 22,
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's edition of News 22.
and now ETV, this student-ran news broadcast has been giving the news to the Eastern community for over 30 years. From news on campus, national news, one-on-one or editorial segments, weather forecast, and of course our very own Eastern athletics. Your campus, your news, from ETV. We are live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. only on our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Instagram at ETVnews_.
Thanks for sticking with us. Let's check in with Kevin to see what's happening around Eastern athletics this week.
Hey everyone. Eastern teams put in work this week, stacking wins and keeping the competition close with touch matchups. Eastern's men's golf climbed into 4th place at the Roger Williams Spring Invitational behind a huge second day from junior Nick Dino after shooting a 10 over 81 on Sunday. Danino bounced back with a tournament best 1 over 72 on Monday to tie for 7th overall. He led all 45 golfers on day 2, carding 3 birdies and outscoring the eventual champ by 2 strokes. First year Drew Johnson finished 15th, and senior co-captain Matthew Ofrasis tied for 16th as the Warriors moved up a spot in the final standings. Next, men's golf compete this Saturday at the Western New England Invitational. Eastern baseball kept rolling with a 11-2 win over Stevens Tech. Graduate Nathan Farino picked up his 22nd career win, moving into 9th all-time in program history, after allowing just 1 earned run over 6 innings. Early down 2, Eastern responded with 3 homers from Tej Kimbler, Hank Penders, and Michael Hernandez to give the Warriors the lead. Ray Lazzoni tied the game with a 2-run double and scored the go-ahead run in the 5th as the Warriors improved to 16-5 overall and 13-5 away from home. And they carried that momentum as Eastern baseball stayed hot with a 12-7 conference win over Keene State College. Senior Hank Penders drove in 6 runs, capped by a first-pitch grand slam in the 7th, while Ray Lazzoni reached 4 times and scored 4 runs to fuel the offense. The Warriors racked up 17 hits and moved to 5-1 in the LEC, extending their win streak to over Keene to 12 straight on the mound. Dan Driscoll struck out 8 for his 4th win, and relief pitchers A.J. Rooks, Nick Farino, and Tiernan Powers combined for 3 hitless innings to seal the win. Over on the field, Eastern's men's lacrosse fell to Massachusetts Maritime Academy 14-7. Junior Warren Channing led the Warriors with 3 goals, and sophomore Connor Chirico added 2 more. Eastern was held to just 3 shots and no goals in the second quarter. Defensively, senior Sean Ventriska caused 5 turnovers and picked up 5 ground balls. Eastern's on the road this Saturday and looks to bounce back as they face LEC leading University of Massachusetts Boston. Eastern's women's lacrosse came out strong with a 4-0 start, but fell to Keene State College 15-11. Senior Abby Parisi, first year Hannah Seltzer, and graduate Avon Lee Labu each scored 3 goals, with Parisi also adding 2 assists. The Warriors led 8-6 at the halftime, but were outscored 7-1 in the third quarter as the Owls took control. Eastern outshot Keene and forced more turnovers and looks to bounce back home this Saturday against first-year program University of Massachusetts Boston. Best of luck to all Eastern teams hitting the field next week. To stay locked in on all the action, make sure to follow us at Eastern Athletics for daily updates, highlights, and more. That's a wrap for Eastern Athletics this week. I'm Kevin Gonzalez, sending it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for the update, Kevin. That wraps up tonight's edition of ETV News. Please be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms and to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
From director Jason Saloy, producers Kaylee Roberts and Emily Madden, and the entire ETV News staff, thank you for watching. Once again, I'm Kyla McKinney.
I'm Jacob Wurst, wishing you a great evening. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week, Eastern.